Now that the NFL regular season has come to a close, it is now time for the playoffs, and then after that, the awards. Because the awards are only based on the regular season, I'm going to be predicting who I think will win all the major awards: MVP, Offensive Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, Offensive Rookie of the Year, Defensive Rookie of the Year, and Coach of the Year. This is just my opinion, but yeah, let's get into this. The MVP is Patrick Mahomes. I had to do it. We've been used to him playing at such a high level for so long that it almost goes unnoticed because we're so used to him playing so good, to the point where his great performances and stats and highlights go a little under the radar in favor of someone like Jalen Hurts or Josh Allen, or players who haven't been playing elite as long as Pat and are on teams that get more coverage, because people only see and care about a unique, new, up-and-coming, or more popular player. But Mahomes has been a beast this year. He dismissed every single negative narrative in the offseason about him, like for instance the narrative that he will fall off because he doesn't have Tyreek Hill or Byron Pringle or Mecole Hardman anymore, and he can't play without weapons. While true that Kelsey has been the only consistently good weapon for him, he still balled out and played possibly better than last year, and the Chiefs are a real threat. Mahomes 100% deserves the MVP. Offensive Player of the Year has to go to Tyreek Hill. No running backs have really been dominant this year, so it should go to a wide receiver. Nobody comes that close to challenging Tyreek Hill. Justin Jefferson does have a generational performance every once in a while, but he also has random games where he does next to nothing and lays eggs. His best games overshadow his duds, of course, but I can't take Jefferson over Tyreek Hill, who has almost better stats than Cooper Kupp did in his Triple Crown year last year, and has been playing so consistent no matter the defense he is playing, the QB he has, or his team's performance. He still always plays good. He has been doing this for years, but he had his best season yet this year, even with 3 different QBs, none of them being super. My last point I want to get to is that Tyreek Hill is crucial for the Dolphins offense. Tua last year was iffy to say the least. Waddle was solid but not elite. The offense was mid, but bringing in Hill this year has made the offense explode. Tua's great season was in large part due to Tyreek Hill, giving Tua a deep ball threat to a QB that needed help with the deep ball. DBs have to bring so much attention to him, which really frees up the other receivers. Look at Jalen Waddle's breakout year. And it also helps the run game as well. I think it's not close. Tyreek Hill 100% deserves this award. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Nick Bosa. DBs have been shaky all year. 2 rookies who aren't even going to win Rookie of the Year award made it to the Pro Bowl at DB. Linebackers never win this award, so a D lineman is the winner this year. Aaron Donald and TJ Watt have been hurt all year. Parsons has been amazing, but he just barely got edged out by Nick Bosa. The Niners defense runs through this man. He has the most sacks in football by 3 whole sacks and still has 41 tackles. The next best player, Matthew Judon, has 15.5 sacks and 36 tackles, and Parsons has less tackles as well, and they are both listed as linebackers/edge rushers. Bosa is an athletic freak who is vital for the 49ers defense. The Niners defense in the last half decade have lived and died through him. First half of the year when he was injured last year, they struggled. Then he came back and they went all the way to the NFC Championship game. In 2018, he was silent all year and they missed the playoffs. The Niners defense is the best in football, based almost solely on this man. There's no other competition. He's 3 sacks off TJ Watt's sack record last year, I think, or 5 sacks, I don't know, and he should win this award. Offensive Rookie of the Year is Kenneth Walker III. This was very close. It could easily go to Garrett Wilson or Chris Olave. But Walker's just more important to his team, and is way more consistent than Garrett Wilson, who slumped towards the back end of the year. Walker is a beast. He can do it all. Not only has big playability, he can also gain the top 4 or 3 yards per carry every game. He's not just a home run type of player, even though he can't do that. He missed a couple of games, yet still has over 1,000 rushing yards this season. There's no other player to win this award but him. Walker has been the primary back for a playoff-bound Seahawks. He has done a lot for that team. Very fun player to watch. He wins Offensive Rookie of the Year. Defensive Rookie of the Year is without a doubt Aiden Hutchinson. The second overall pick has been a huge difference maker with the Lions. He has 9.5 sacks, which by far leads all rookies. Sacks are the most important stat for a defensive player. Sacks kill drive and make teams lose yards. Micah Parsons, the defensive rookie of the year last season, only had 3.5 sacks more than Hutchinson, so 9.5 sacks should be enough to make you win Rookie of the Year. Well, in some people's minds, Sauce Gardner is the winner. Yes, I know that Sauce Gardner is an incredible talent, but the thing is, Hutchinson does what Sauce is paid to do better than him as a defensive lineman. If a DB wins over someone with 9.5 sacks and 52 tackles, then you'd assume they have at least more interceptions than the defensive lineman. The funny part is that Sauce Gardner has 2 interceptions. How much interceptions does a 264-pound, 9.5 sack monster have? 3 interceptions. I don't care if Sauce is number 1 in passes defended or is a lockdown corner. A DB shouldn't win over a guy who has more sacks his rookie year than Aaron Donald did his rookie year if he doesn't at least have more interceptions, the most important stat for a DB. A dominant defensive lineman is better than a lockdown corner, period. To top it off, Hutchinson also has 2 fumble recoveries as well, and finished off with a 2-sack game versus Green Bay. Hutchinson has been the real deal for Detroit, making a difference, running all over the field and being Detroit's top pass rusher and creating havoc for opposing QBs. He can stop the run and the pass and even be a ball hawk. Hutchinson is the top rookie of the year and he will continue to dominate for years to come. Coach of the year is Brian Daboll, the Giants coach. He quite possibly had one of the least talented rosters in the league to work with as a first-year coach than we've seen in a long time, but he still managed to go like 8-7-1 or 9-7-1, something like that. And that is impressive because I think it all comes down to coaching. Last year they had the 5th pick in the draft. They were terrible. They didn't really add that much in the offseason besides getting a few good rookies. But despite that, in the toughest division in football, Brian Daboll led this team to the playoffs with Danny Jones as his QB, who hasn't played that bad but is not the best player. He resurrected a defense that solely needed it, one of the best units in the league, and while their offense still has a lot to be desired, he has definitely made the most of it. He's made this offense good enough to beat a lot of good teams, and now the Giants are in the playoffs. I know a lot of people think Nick Sirianni should win it because the Eagles were the 7th seed and now they're Super Bowl contender and they're very good. But the thing is, Sirianni, he had a lot of things to work with, and he's still the 1 seed, but they still almost lost it. Daboll had almost nothing to work with. This team without a good head coach is still probably a top 10 pick. I don't think they're that good, but they had a good coaching job and a couple really good defensive players that helped them make the playoffs. Daboll did an amazing job. He is the head coach of the year. If you like this video and you like content like this, please subscribe. I post shorts and regular long form content. It would really mean a lot to me. I'm 3 subscribers away from 150. And to anyone who subscribed before this video, thank you. I reached 100 subscribers and I'm so grateful for that. I've been wanting to hit that for a couple years now on my channel. That's been my goal and I'm very excited for that. But yeah, check out the videos on the end screen, whatever YouTube recommends and stuff. But yeah, see ya. Bye.